That was awesome to see. That is going to do it.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Halo Championship Series Season 1 Finals live from Boston, Massachusetts at PAX East 2015. That was a lot to say. I'm Golden Boy, joined by the great Walshy here as we're going to bring you the action for an awesome matchup between Optic Gaming and Cloud9. Walshy, this is going to be really good.
Yeah, it's going to be nail biter. These are two squads that have proven themselves to have a lot of potential throughout the season. Yep. We've seen glimmers of that, though. We've seen times where, like, Optic obviously placed in third at this last event. They placed, I believe, third at UGC as well. And just, you know, we haven't seen Cloud9 break out, though. They have so much potential. We're talking about Victory X, Spirit Self, both of those guys national champions.
That's right.
Hysteria being on one of those dominating runs with that Triggers Down lineup back in 2009. I mean, this is a squad that screams potential, and I would love to see them bring it out for this HCS Finals.
And there you saw the bracket there, folks. The winner of this matchup is going to face off against Evil Geniuses. That will be coming, I believe, tomorrow. We still have 2 more matches to come later today here. But with that said, here is the matchup. Optic Gaming facing off against Cloud9. Now, as you mentioned before, Walsh, Gamers were giving a 3rd place finish for Optic Gaming was something that, you know, I would have to say going into it, I was a tad bit surprised, not because of the skill of Optic, but because they had picked up Contra, and there were a lot of question marks in regards to Contra. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at Optic Gaming.
Trying to hang out, get these kills right now. 5 players, picks up the double kill right there. That's going to be 2. See if they can turn 3 on there himself. And he gets a triple. Gets it. What a play out of Flame.
All right, now we're back. You heard a lot of that communication as Optic Gaming scramble to try to get a bomb in, and actually Contra is trying to do it. Finds the player in the spot, hits the back of the head. Finds the sniper rifle, he's down at S3, but also finds an opponent. Nice stick there.
So Optic Gaming poised for victory.
Yeah, Optic Gaming shuts out on those.
Come in already. Come in blue pillars. Come in blue pillars. Come blue. Throwing nades.
As soon as he gets heated up, he's going to start yelling at these guys.
Inside. Haven't been able to get anything on the board as of yet.
Oh, and
finding lunchbox spawning the green door.
Leak as well.
Okay.
Jump up on.
Got him.
Nice. The Walshy, there should be 2 flag already. On bomb. On bomb. Do that.
He's hanging out in the ring, trying to give his team some support. Let's go into a listen-in with.
And there you see the boys from Optic Gaming, the green wall in the house. We have, of course, as you saw before, Salt Ace, Contra, and Flamesword. In January, that pickup of Contra was such a huge move. APG was on the team before.
That was such a crazy series of events.
Exactly.
Because they had, obviously, that 3-force. They ended up dropping Ares for APG. APG ended up leaving, and then Contra joined. That next event, they took 3rd place, so they obviously have a squad to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and, you know, APG went over to Noble Black. We just saw, you know, fall to Evil Geniuses there. You know, don't get me wrong. I think, you know, Ares as well as APG, fantastic players. But I don't know what it is about Flamesword, but he just has a way of sniffing out talent. And he saw Contra was there for the picking, and he went for it, man.
Yeah, it's a great choice. Obviously played out for them so far, and we're all excited to see what they can do at this HCS Finals.
Yeah, this is going to be definitely a great matchup for them. But on the other side, facing off against Optic Gaming, boys in the white hoodies over there, let's go ahead and take a look at Ninja and the boys of Cloud9.
So no players
Blue bond, one hit. That guy. One hit. Nice. Another one there.
Well, an SMG, you guys didn't see that just now. Ninja used the SMG very well, getting himself that sniper. He's going to get the body shots and the snapshot.
Alphonse bottom middle, man.
Dead. Elbow.
Elbow into the top five. S3 weak.
That's
one. I got him.
S3.
Pushing.
These headshots across the map. Of course, so far we've seen Fear itself and Victory picking up the sniper. Hits the headshot to reset, and it looks like that has happened just now. The flag has reset, and Optic is now trying to move that flag.
Just hide. Don't even look. Hide. Library. Yep. You're only gonna get shot from the sniper.
I got one.
Pushing.
Mid-snipe, surround. They're still beating the enemy team by 100 points. Look at the way that Fear itself is strafing around that. What a play out of him.
Someone around the BR side, and he is going to find him. And he's going to hit him. I'm sure that was disgusting, and that's going to be
matchup at the very least, so he's looking to do it yet again, finding sniped out in the base. He's going to be able to get the 4. No.
That's their control on their side, unless they're...
No one there. Mid-side right now. You might drop. Mid BR, one hit.
Elbow. Dude. Open ramp, guys. Open ramp, one hit. Library. Take him, library back there, close bridge. Bottom blue, Tyler, coming right now.
I got a 2 shots dynamics. Big bridge, guys.
And there is Cloud9 and the boys, of course, looking ready to go here. You have Victory X, Hysteria, Ninja, Fear itself. You got to talk about the fact that Victory and Fear itself, that pair, that they've been together, they're life partners at this point. This is what I'm pegging them as. They're going to kill me later. Fear itself is just going to punch a hole right through me. But yeah, I mean, honestly, 2 great teams facing off here at the championships. Go ahead, take a look at the series wall sheet. We have Warlord CTF to kick things off, and then we have Shrine Slayer, Lockdown King of the Hill, Shrine CTF, and then Warlord Team Slayer.
Yeah, we've noticed some back and forth on all these different game types. We've seen, like this last series, EG just had that lead for the most part throughout the King of the Hill on Lockdown, but it's just brought back. So we're going to see what both these squads do coming right out of the gates. I mean, Warlord CTF is a game type that every team here knows how to play, and they know how to play it well. So we're going to see who's the better squad here, who gets control of the map, who gets control of the camos, and who efficiently runs the flags.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one, folks. It's going to begin here. If you're in the chat, make sure you guys are making a lot of noises. Jump right on board with Contra here and see what is going on with him. This young man picked up at Gamers for Giving and has been such a difference maker for this Optic Gaming squad.
Yeah, one thing I was just noticing right there, he has so much confidence in his grenades. One of the best highlights that I saw during his highlight reel was when he just threw that perfect grenade over to the BR side on Sanctuary. Just when someone hide right behind the pillar. It's just easy kill.
It was disgusting. There's Flamesword now as he's looking to engage, but fortunately for him, not finding much luck there. Ace is down as well. Contra's down. That's going to leave Assault by himself, having to fend off 2 members here. Actually, scratch that. Hysteria from Cloud9 has that dreaded shoddy combo with the camo. He's got to find one, and that will be a kill for him there. And we've seen players do so much damage with this in the past.
And what I'm most surprised about is that this first camo was grabbed. We're talking about like these top pro teams. It seems like at least 75% of the time that very first camo is burned.
Yeah.
Both teams are, at least send someone towards it to grab it and touch it before it's gone. But Hysteria somehow was able to sneak away with that. Just a testament to how sneaky of a player he is.
Exactly, and just how talented he is, and he's going to find that kill there as well on Contra. Looking up top to see if he's going to be able to get this flag in, and it gets reset. So nothing there for Cloud9. That's unfortunate.
Now, you got a question, did he mean to miss one of those jumps? Like when he was shooting up that shotgun, obviously Contra was above him. Seems like he was more focused on stopping and getting that kill, which his teammates ended up ultimately getting.
Yeah.
And was not focused on jumping up there as fast as possible. I mean, they got to be a little discouraged and disappointed with that, but at the same time, looks like they still have control of the map, and they're doing just fine.
Yeah, and also off-screen, Victory ended up picking up the camo for Cloud9, so that's going to be 2 camos that they ended up getting. So I have to say, that is good for Cloud9 there off the break, man, to be able to control camo like that.
Yeah, and now I'm a little concerned with Ninja pushing up there, where we know Victory has camo. Why not just sit top center, sit on one side flags, and create that opportunity for your teammate? Obviously, it's always tough in the heat of the moment, and I'm always a proponent of pushing the enemy flag. but you got to wonder, create that opportunity for your teammate. He's the one that has camo right now. Let him get up there and finish up those kills.
Yeah, that's right. You know, you really got to, again, you have to have that trust factor, right?
Yeah.
That's why, you know, you see teams like EG succeed. They just trust each other, all 4 members of that team. Of course, CLG is another team that does that too, Denial. And these teams need this in order for them to be able to push forward in the bracket. Now switching over here to Fear Itself's POV. He's going to have the shotty to body, finding one. That's going to be a triple kill there for Fear Itself. And we missed that one off screen, but it doesn't matter because we caught the final one. Good stuff there out of Fear.
This guy right here, you look at that player cam, he might have the strongest arms, but he has the weakest eyes. He sits close to the TV, closer than anyone I know. His nose is barely touching the TV.
Yeah.
Like they had to somehow squeeze that GoPro right in there for Fear Itself. It's just
they had to.
one of the things I always notice that he sits so close. He's like, well, my reticle's bigger. It's easier to get my shots. Like, all right, man, if it works for you, it works for you.
It works for you. Well, that's
See, look at this difference. Victory way further back.
I know, right? Well, he's sitting there like a human. Well, that's going to be a 3rd camo there for Cloud9. They've been in full control. Let's actually jump over to the Optic side here, see what's going on with Ace. This guy, I mean, so talented. Again, the Halo 4 Global Champion. Always got to highlight that, man. This guy had one of the most epic battles with Pistola in Seattle all those years ago. But unfortunately, that won't matter here because the here and now, 4 down for Optic Gaming.
Now, this story has been so far, it's been Cloud9 slaying, Cloud9 being aggressive. We've noticed so many different times. Ninjas over at the base. We see Hysteria, Fear, all these people pushing up on the Optic base. I have not once seen Optic in the position to really pull a flag and, you know, take control of this game. So right now, you can clearly say that Cloud9 is in control. They're getting the slays, but they're not making effective use of this. They had one cap that I feel like they should have had. We'll see if that plays out in the end, if that's the difference maker.
Yeah, and that's going to be another 3 down there. As Ace is going to have to go on to defense. He's going to find one as well, but he can't quite stay alive there as he gets melted by that Sentinel beam. Flag is being pulled here. I believe that was going to be Hysteria, but Ninja now has it. So he's going to bring this one in, and that is going to be a cap for Cloud9. They put one on the board. They're making it 1-0.
Yeah, and I believe they got that next camo. I mean, that's huge for Cloud9.
4 camos
They've got
in a row.
every camo, so that's all their players obviously paying attention to time, especially their coach, Symbolic. He's been telling them when it's coming up. Hysteria, getting a wingman as he's camo guys. So they're not playing these traditional roles. It's not saying, hey, I have camo, I have to get the kills. He doesn't care. He's helping out his teammates however he has to.
Yeah, that's right. It's what you got to do, man. That's going to be a killing spree for Ninja. He's going to bring that one up to the top, but no one will be there to be able to get that flag. So that should be a return here for Optic Gaming, or they'll probably just let the timer wind down. No, it seems like someone might get there. Yes, it's going to be Fear Itself.
If he gets this touch, that's huge.
Yeah,
I am surprised as to why he kept it up there, though. You realize top center runs, those are really good when your team has full control and you want to cap it as fast as possible, or when you have one of the enemies out in a bad position. However, once you get in a scramble situation like this, get that flag towards bombs there. Get it to your needler. Get it somewhere instead of out in the open.
Well, Hysteria looks like he's making moves, and that's going to be another cap there, as that will be 2-0 Cloud9. Looking
Kudos
good
to them, but
yeah,
I just did not
were able
see
to make
that
that
be
push
their route.
happen.
Yeah, I mean, just by pure slaying prowess alone and just perseverance, they were able to rally that back. There's so many times there where we're talking, hey, the flag's down top center. There's no way they're going to be able to get a touch on this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's down, down top center again. Victory keeps it alive. Toss it over to Platt, and they're able to keep it. So it seems like maybe some of this meta has switched a bit for some of these pros, because I've noticed Evil Geniuses keeping the flag up a bit on ramps and on plats. So what I'm taking away from that is, once these teams start to get numbers, they want the flag up high. They want it on a plat where someone's not going to be able to get a sneaky return. They're not going to be able to kill your flag guy down low and then return the flag right away.
Yeah.
They want that person to have to reveal themselves completely out in the open to have any chance of returning that flag.
Yeah, and speaking of returning the flag there, Cloud9 able to stop that run that Ace was putting together, as he will finally get picked off. But I have to say, I mean, Optic, they're looking to start, they're looking to get that confidence. They know that they don't have time, that they have to make plays happen.
Yeah.
Period. Goes without saying. And now is that opportunity, right? You have Cloud9, they're feeling good, they're at 2-0. You can take advantage of that overconfidence at times, right? Especially if the other team's not careful. Contra's looking to make some moves here. That's going to be 3 down here, as Ace will be the last one left alive. Let's see what he can do.
I was just about to say, that's one of the first times I see Optic have a near full setup. They had someone on both sides, they had 2 people on the flag, and they just were not able to take advantage of it. You saw 3 go down immediately after that.
Yeah.
And that's not exactly what we want to be seeing when you're Optic Gaming. You get all those kills, and it goes for nothing.
Yeah. And by the way, I want to actually look. I think they burned camo. No, Ninja ended up picking up camo.
Is that?
So,
I haven't been keeping track. There's been one in between there, but that could possibly be 5 in a row.
oh, Ninja getting reckless with it, trying to go for potentially that melee, but he wasn't moving there quick enough. And Melee's, of course, is going to be a one-hit kill there if you're not careful. Looking at Ninja's POV as he comes off to respawn, finding a player right in front. It's going to be a back whack, looking for the double, and he can't. Oh, he does get it. Apologies. I'm blind. But Ninja is going to get that double kill there, and that's looking to make some moves happen. That's going to be 2 down for Optic as they have to regroup in this situation. That shot, he could cause some damage.
Yes, I like this from Ninja. So even though I gave him a little flack earlier for that one time, I was like, man, he should let the camo push in. Regardless, right now, he's been pushing on the enemy flag, and this has been keeping Optic at bay. They have not been comfortable pushing across the map, game plays, because every time Ninja spawns, he's just pushing over there immediately. And even if he dies, he has his teammates to back him up, like Victory X, already running the flag.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Victory can't stay alive long enough, and they cannot be able to convert that one into a cap, so that is going to get returned back to the base. But you're right, though. Ninja is playing great. He's being effective. He's being aggressive.
It's the spot you want to be. There's nothing wrong with getting on the enemy flag in this game type. It doesn't matter even if they're on your flag. If the enemy's on your flag, and you get an enemy flag, you're in a position to stop the cap, to toss it out, to delay it. Enemy flag is the best spot to be. However, it's also one of the most difficult spots to get to. When teams are prepared for it, they know they can just nade rep the health spout. They know they can nade up by the grenade jump up. There's just so many ways they can stop you or get the first shot or get a grenade on you, and they're able to stop you. But Ninja's just finding all these perfect routes and getting up there as fast as he can.
Yeah, and there goes that Sentinel Beam from Victory. And, you had mentioned, Ninja before, but you got to give credit where credit is due to the other 3 members of the squad. I mean, mostly, Victory, just that consistent play out of him. Unfortunately for him, can't stay alive on that. But, he's just patrolling, right? He's patrolling around the map, just continuously looking around. But you know what, though? Despite it all, there's going to be 3 down right now for Cloud9. Let's actually jump over to Optic Gaming as Flamesword has that flag right in front. He's waiting for those nades, as you said before. All those nades fly in, and Optic are going to be able to put one on the board, making it 2-1.
And I was just about to say, I want to jump on with Optic and see what they're going to do to bring this match back, because the whole entire time, all I've just been seeing is Cloud9 pushing in, Cloud9 being aggressive, Cloud9 getting the kills. But here, for the first time, we see Optic. They got the kills, and they ran that very efficiently. We could not even tell that they had full control of the map. It looks like they don't need it to get a flag cap.
Yeah, and that's actually, I have to say, something that has impressed me quite a bit here with Optic, because they've kind of been playing with their backs against the wall this entire game. So for them to be able to convert that flag cap there, despite all the pressure, is pretty, I would have to say it's, pretty good for them. Of course, on the other side, though, you got to bear in mind that that cap, as awesome as it was, still was one of those desperate caps.
Yeah, they gave up a lot of kills and control for it.
Exactly.
And we just noticed once again Cloud9 taking advantage of it. So we have not seen Optic yet be in that control of the game. We've noticed that they've just gotten kills from time to time, and it's just kind of been like ragtag, bring the flag across the map. There hasn't been really that consistent. Like, we have all 4 dead, we have them spawn at portals, we get the kills. You notice there's just confusion within the squad. Contra didn't know where to run that. He gets killed, he wasn't sure if he was supposed to go through portal or run through yellow, and because of that, he dies, and that flag run is stopped.
Yeah, and you can see it clearly there, Walsh, because you see his aim kind of just wavering left and right. So he's like, where do I go?
There's
Where do I go?
definitely confusion there.
Yeah, and he's trying to look for the names at the top to see if he can identify anyone that will be able to help him out in that situation, but not the case. Assault here, though, he's going to continue to be a nuisance as best he can on the side base, looking to push up now and cause some more problems inside of the Cloud9 base.
Just shut down. Cloud9's doing such a great job of defense. We noticed right there, we saw, I believe it was Ace, Contra, and Assault all tried to make a push into the base, and were all shut down.
Yeah.
Assault, smart, X down, gets one of the side flags, realizes, hey, I'm just going to go up here in a one-on-one the situation where I'm at a disadvantage. I might as well get to a side flag where I can put shots all the way across the map.
Also, credit to Assault there for staying alive by medpack too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing. He's going to find a player behind him. Oh my goodness. But again, that is just, the things about Assault that impress me. Now Optic has camo. Let's see if they can make some, some waves here. Yeah. This is your opportunity.
Look at how much more difficulty Flamesword is having getting into the base compared to when we were watching Ninja's POV earlier. Ninja would just run down through Needler, jump up through nades, and get up there unscathed. Whereas we look at Optic, they have to battle, they have to sacrifice 1 or 2 lives just to get on the flag. And then from there, they have to get the kills as they're running it.
Yeah,
you notice right here, those are the guys that they killed early on the flag, and now they have to fight them again as they spawn outside the base.
And there was just nothing that Ace could do in that situation. Contra's in a position potentially, but no, that's not going to help at all, as Assault will be the last one left alive. Ninja's now making moves with the flag as well. And, this could be Assault's opportunity to stop this here, but it's going to be very hard. Actually, switch over to Ninja's POV. This could be flag number 4 in the books, and it is. Cloud9 are going to go up 4-1.
Just constant aggression from Cloud9's side. what I'm seeing is that Optic is having a lot of trouble of getting on the blue side base. However, Cloud9, I see little to no resistance as they get on the flag. I've noticed Ninja be able to go jump up on the flag without getting shot once, and there just has to be some lines of sight that they're passing. Like I said, Optic just not doing a good job of defense, whereas Cloud9 is. Yeah, doing a great job.
You know, got to highlight that assault play earlier where, like, he pushed up, but Fear itself was there.
Once again, on the flag.
You're not going to stop him.
On the flag, and I did not see him get shot up there.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I mean, honestly, when you think about this, it's so impressive how Cloud9 has pretty much been in control this entire game. Usually you see that kind of waver midway through. You see maybe, you know, this opportunity for the comeback, but even Optic's flag before was one of desperation rather than one of, you know, clear-cut planning.
Yeah,
right.
Like, we had no idea how
it.
they got that one there. They didn't have really full control, and less than 45 seconds after they capped that flag, Cloud9 answered with the counter cap.
Yeah.
So it just shows that they're in panic mode, and they're gonna have to do something to change this around. I don't know if they can turn this game around because there's only 2 minutes left before it goes into sudden death. And you know, as we know by the HCS rules, if the game is tied at the 15-minute mark, we'll go past the 15-minute mark. We'll go past regulation. However, I do not see Optic somehow getting 3 caps within a minute and a half, especially when Cloud9's about to run this one back and end the game.
Oh, and he tries to go for the melee. Not going to happen, though. Flag is going to get returned. As that was a little bit more, you know, there was not much he could do in that situation.
I think Ninja turned the wrong way as he went through the portal by accident.
Yeah,
I think that was just either he wanted to go for a melee with flag knowing that someone's over there, or he just got a little confused as he went through the portal. It happens.
Yeah, you know, it really does. You know, it's jarring, right? I mean, you try going through a portal, right? You can't. Exactly. It's the future. But yeah, so Ninja will fall there, switching over to Victory's POV. He's going to find one of the members of Optic Gaming there looking to move that flag forward and jumping to, Flamesword's POV, and he will get dropped too. My goodness, it's kind of just craziness
just
there for that last
death.
cap.
And I mean, even if they desperate this in, they're still 2 caps away.
Yeah.
So I just do not see Optic be able to bring this back. I'm just hoping that with, you know, this veteran squad, we've had, you know, these are 3 members of the old SQ squad. SQ squad that took 2nd place in Nationals. We're talking Flamesword, Ace, and Assault. Missing, the only member here would be Enable with Contra in place. But the point is that these guys have been in playing tournaments. They know how to bounce back from losses, and they need to just realize, hey, we might lose this game, but let's focus on the next one. Anything can happen in a Warlord Team Slayer game.
Yep, and that's going to do it, folks, as Ninja will put in that final cap before regulation time ends. And that will be Cloud9 with the first blood of this series, going at 1-0. And I have to say, man, Optic Gaming, you know, despite it all, it looked a little frazzled at the start. Cloud9...
Just a dominating performance from Cloud9. I mean, there was really no question who was in control of that game. I mean, they were up 3-0 in flag early on, and they just held that lead. There was really no point that I felt like, oh, Optic had the game in their hands but lost it. No, it was just Cloud9 the entire time. This is one of the few times I feel like that we've actually seen the potential that Cloud9 has.
Yeah, you know, a lot of arguments that they were well documented, you know, leading up to Gamers Forgiving. And people were always thinking, you know, maybe this is it. Maybe Cloud9 just can't do it, right? They're you know, they've been getting thrashed on online in the HCS Cups. But then they show up to Gamers Forgiving, and they have an incredible showing. Optic Gaming, though, edged them out just by a bit. But Cloud9 from that event really didn't have much to take away from. I think they kind of went back to the drawing board and were like, wait a minute, we actually, you know, we do work well together. Yeah. We are a great team. Like, let's make this happen. We're playing for $100,000, folks. Like, can we get this going, right? And it seems like that's exactly what's going on here for Cloud9. So now that we're going into game number 2,
which is Shrine Team Slayer. I misspoke earlier. Sometimes I make mistakes. Not very often,
it's okay.
though.
Well, she very rarely makes a mistake, but when he does, a little kitten cries. But yeah, so I guess let's talk about this. Take a look at this replay here, by the way. I mean, honestly, again, it's just more of the Cloud9 control. You know, just so impressed by how this team has played. A double kill as well.
This is that triple by fear.
Yes.
That one where we caught him at the very end, I want to say. And just like we saw, they're in control this entire game. Now, one thing, if you had asked me before this match started, you said, who are you picking to win? I would have said Optic, because showing their previous performances, I would have said, yeah, Optic's higher seed for a reason. They showed up and took 3rd at Gamers Forgiving 2015. But after seeing that last game, I mean, Warlord CTF it should be a back and forth. Every team here should know how to play that. It's all about BR skill, all about teamwork, all about knowing where to run the flags. Cloud9's top of the game. So if you're asking me right now who I think is going to win the series, I'm going with Cloud9.
It's a very safe response, Walshy.
It is. Well,
I did not peg you for the guy to take a safe response. I didn't. I'm going to be reckless. I'm going to say Optic.
You're going to say Optic is the comeback?
I'm going to say Optic could, make the comeback happen here, man. I think one thing I've always noticed about, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but Optic or / Status Quo, that team, a little bit more of a reserved style. Right, a little slower, in their approach.
They would get the ball rolling. They were kind of a comeback squad for sure.
Yeah.
They would catch people off guard, come back all the way through the loser's bracket, do some miraculous runs.
Exactly. I feel like for a game type like Shrine Team Slayer, this could work out very well for them.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm going to be looking out for on the other side is, Ninja for Cloud9, making reckless plays, right? It's something that was noted before.
Yeah, like that push to flag early on. I mean, all those other ones paid off, but we're talking about a fast-paced game type like Warlord CTF where you can't really slow it down, and there are obviously multiple spots where you can be sneaking up, and they can't just stand their flag forever. So that's why they're getting caught off guard. So I do kind of agree with you saying, you know what, Shrine, this is a great game type for Optic to slow it down. They can say, all right, we can get a sniper. This throws in the elements of power weapons. We haven't seen these squads at this tournament yet and seen who's on fire, because any of these players go off with sniper, that could be a game winner.
Exactly. That to me is the difference maker, right? Bringing power weapons into the fold, the speed of Shrine, that adds a lot to it. You just had this intense, fast-paced, non-stop, in-your-face game of Warlord CTF, especially if you're Cloud9. But if you're Optic, you're thinking, no, we're gonna control the game.
Slow it down.
We're gonna take the power weapon control. We're gonna make sure that they don't get opportunities to push. We're gonna make sure that we're the ones making those moves. So again, I could see Optic Gaming realistically, taking this one.
So we have been talking about Game 2 being Shrine Team Slayer, but let's take a look at this full series of game types. We just obviously witnessed that first game, which was Warlord CTF, went in the favor of Cloud9, 5-1. Up next, we have Shrine Team Slayer. And we'll take a look at the rest of the series, which is Lockdown King of the Hill. Another one that's kind of varying in speeds. There's a lot of times where it's slowed down. Yeah. A lot of times where it's scrambled and speeded up. So after viewing this last one, we know that Cloud9 wants these games fast. They are very confident with that. So they're going to want to speed up during Lockdown King of the Hill. If we go towards games 4 and 5, it will be a Shrine CTF, followed by a Warlord Team Slayer. Yeah,
so that Warlord Slayer is what Optic wants to avoid, right? They want to avoid that one like the plague. If they pull out the win on this Shrine Slayer game, then Shrine CTF, I can easily tip my hat to Optic on that one.
Yeah.
Right? But that Lockdown King of the Hill game, that's going to be the difference maker. And that's projecting that this goes all the way to a Game 5. Because honestly, that's what I think would happen. You have these teams at this level of competition. I would not be surprised if we had multiple Game 4. This will not be Gamers Forgiving. For those of you guys
we're not seeing sweep after sweep like Gamers
Forgiving had, it was a point in time, it was 73 games played, 71 sweeps. So, that is pretty nuts, or 71 victories. So, there were only, 2 games that went
two non-sweeps out of 73 matches. And actually, I just saw through the curtains there for a quick second. I saw Zach Weigel peek his head.
Yes.
And we got to give him a shout-out. Shout out to Zach Weigel, the founder of Gamers Outreach and the creator of the event Gamers Forgiving.
Yeah, no, it was a great time there, folks. You could check out the HCS update number 2 that was out on the Halo YouTube channel. There, they kind of update what happened to Gamers Forgiving, also what's, to come for this weekend. Check that out if you haven't had a chance yet. Some pretty good stuff. So we're waiting for the players to get loaded up into the lobby and ready to go here. But, of course, we want to hear what you guys think. Make sure you're all using the hashtag HCS. Get social about it. Get on Twitter. Get on the Facebook.
We got to get our follower accounts up, man. Follow at
I think I'm close to 80,000 followers, so I'm trying to break that.
I think Golden Boy said 100% for sure I will never pass him in followers on Twitter. Is that exact word?
Did I say that? I don't know. Maybe I did.
I'm just trying to rile up the community to get me more followers. But.
Yes. Well, yes, I did say that. That is correct, sir. Yeah, but the players are loading up the map, ready to go. Make sure you guys are tweeting at Halo as well. Use the hashtag HCS. Who do you think is going to take this series? Is it going to be the Green Wall, or will it be Cloud9 as this matchup getting ready to start here. Also, another thing to note too, which I think is a big difference maker, to me at least, Optic Gaming does not have their coach, Elamite Warrior, the great Elamite Warrior.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
And don't get me wrong, they have Joe Fries, who of course has been around the scene for a very long time, and understands the game, at that level too. But Elamite Warrior really was
It's
that
a totally different thing
factor.
when you have a national champion and obviously Ace's brother, Elamite Warrior. You're going to have more trust in that. They're going to trust his call-outs for where to run flag. Obviously, Joe Fry is going to do a great job timing power-ups, timing weapons, but at the same time, a lot of great coaches, like you think of Towie, you think of Elamite Warrior. They're the ones that you can trust. They're going to say, run the flag this way. You have cover here. He's going to hype them up. But we are jumping into this game number 2, Shrine Team Slayer. Let's jump in with Ninja from Cloud9.
Yeah, and look at the pressure that's starting to come out of there. Ninja's able to get that first strike on Flamesword, and that could mean rockets for them. I think Contra ended up getting picked. So yes, Victory has the rockets here. So jumping over to his POV now to see what damage he can do with this.
Now, I'm curious why he wants to jump up here with these rockets. When I think of rockets, you let the other team make mistakes. You don't need to just force yourself up into ring 3 or wherever you want to go. So I'm a little curious as to why he's not using his rockets and having just his sniper watch ring 3 for him. No, I know he's a little concerned about that. But
I like this. So this is what I think Victory's doing. So he's going to have these rockets here waiting at the jump up and at the bridge and let his 3 teammates concern themselves with pushing the snipe side.
Okay.
That seems to be the strategy that they're going to go for. They haven't made the push yet though. So Hysteria is looking to draw out the sniper, that's Ace currently, so he can get the pick. And Ninja and the crew are trying to just lure them out little by little. To me, that seems to be what they're trying to go for.
I like this move where Victory relocates though, because once he realizes his position was given up, he knows that this is a slow-paced game type. He knows that at any moment, Sniper could rotate over there and pick him off, and Rockets could be up in ring 3. And not just any spot in ring 3, a pretty unreachable spot. Not just a spot where you jump right up there. You have to walk all the way over, almost a quarter radian, if I want to use my math terms, to get over that spot.
Well, it seems like Victory did not expect that player that approach from ring 3. It seems like that may have been a boost up there from Optic Gaming, switching over now to Ace as he has that sniper. And of course, Ace is one of those guys that he's just such a reliable player to have.
Yeah.
He's going to get those shots, 9 times out of 10. And there goes one right there. That was Hysteria, the victim of that shot.
And look at that that smart play where he got him one shot and just realized, you know what? I know someone else over here. I'm going to trust my teammates to finish off this kill as I go for this other free, easy kill on the spawn. That's what these snipers do the best. They do a great job of hitting those shots that we never hit.
Yeah.
They're hitting those no-scopes, those ridiculous shots across the map, but they also position themselves to get the easy kills. They know where they're going to spawn at and where they can line that headshot up.
You have to be like that. You have to be perceptive. Another thing, too, that I enjoy, seeing from a lot of the, top players has been, and Ace is going to engage, and fortunately can't stay alive for that one. Over to Flamesword here as he's going to push over by the hut. That also was their sniper down as well.
Yep, that was sniper timing. So I think that dropped about 12:37, and it takes 2 minutes and 10 seconds for the sniper to spawn after it's been dropped. So that means sniper will be up at 10:27. We'll look out for that.
All right, let's see what happens with that when it approaches. But for right now, there's Flamesword, and it seems like Optic, as I had noted before, this is that pace that they want to go at, right? They have control of the game. You're seeing Cloud9 get into base, trying to cause some problems, but Optic, they're just bouncing it back, saying, no, you cannot pass, like Gandalf status over here. And it's just very impressive, to see Optic Gaming bounce like this.
Yeah, and I love this POV. We get to see that amazing hat from my Red Bull brother, Flamesword, part of the Red Bull Brotherhood for quite some time.
Yes. Red Bull is
Red Bull family.
Delicious, nutritious. So we have Flamesword who gets dropped. Red Bull saved me at Gamers for Giving, so I will say that much. Big shout out to those guys. And Ace now, of course, Optic Gaming looking to continue to get in the face of Cloud9 as best they can. They actually ended up switching sides here.
I'm wondering how he got the second grenade in.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was incredible. We've seen obviously some great cross map nades, but I really don't know how you get that angle on ring, or maybe it was a different player we were not aware of.
Yeah. I think there was
like someone jumping up in jump up or something like that, or maybe that person tried to escape through jump up. It just seemed like a very unlikely spot. Generally, most players are going to run to your side wall and ring, where it's nearly impossible to hit the grenade.
Yeah, and looking over at Cloud9's side here, as Victory is going to bounce back. There's going to be actually 2 players in front of him, so he's going to have to run away from that one.
And you know what Victory's doing? He's getting this flank in time for that sniper coming up. He realizes that sniper's coming up close to 1037, and look at him. Him and Cloud9 are all pushing to that side, but it seems to be shut down, kill after kill by Optic Gaming. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to hold on their sniper or not. So,
well, Ninja does get the spawn on this side, so that's something you got to remember here. It is going to be up in about a couple seconds, so if they were keeping track of it, let's see what happens here. But those rockets are going to be down. Victory, I don't think they are aware that that sniper's up, but
I don't think so either.
Hysteria just killed the sniper, so surely they have to be aware, and yes, they are. So that's going to be Ninja with the snipe here. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, and this game type plays out quite a bit different than Shrine CTF. I was giving a lot of sniper tips to that earlier, saying, hey, once your teammates start pushing over the opposite side of the map, that's when you push up to ring, and that was a ridiculously long-range rocket, or as Sims would call it, a YOLO rocket, I guess. I'm going to start using that term.
YOLO is a very popular thing. They just got it over there in Europe, So in due time, they'll get swag and bay, all that stuff will approach eventually.
All right, so you're saying I should take the new commentating terms from Sims? Is that what you're saying?
Honestly, you should do whatever you want. I mean, Sims is Sims. And he's going to do Sim-like things.
Sims is the man.
Had
a great time commentating.
Yeah, he is, man. He's awesome. So, of course, a big shout out to Wonder Boy as well, who is over there with who does a lot of work with Sims, a good guy, and we miss him out here. So, shout outs to him. But
missing Valen out here.
Valen as well, another guy who's been grinding, kicking butt in the HCS as well. So, Hysteria did not find much there, as Ace would be the one to just take his face off. Looking over and gonna hopefully pick off maybe 1 or 2 players here, and he's gonna find him through the crack. And that was gonna be Ninja there, unsuspecting.
So back to what I was originally saying before we saw those amazing rockets, saw those exchange of kills.
The YOLO rockets.
Yeah, before we saw those rockets. Sniper on this game type is way different compared to CTF, because in CTF you eventually have to push towards ring, push towards their side to get the spawn kills. However, on Team Slayer, a lot of times after you get a kill or 2, you're going to watch your side for the spawn kills, because on Shrine Team Slayer, there are no side spawns. Yeah, you start on one side, but after that, you can spawn anywhere.
Yeah, and there goes Ace with another pick here. I mean, this guy, he's, again, such an impressive player, man. I'm a huge fan of Ace and just what he continues to bring to the table for this Optic lineup, for the Optic Gaming lineup here.
So, important note, he just combined snipers right there. Right now, Ace has the red sniper over, I forget what side this is, but he has this sniper on this side. So basically what's going to happen is that the 610 mark, he just needs to hold this base because it's going to come right back up. So what he did is he grabbed the ammo from the other sniper, because they obviously killed, I believe it was Ninja who had the sniper. And when you combine ammo, it's basically like dropping an empty sniper. Basically, he just put that sniper on respawn.
Yeah, but with the score being up by 10 here for Optic Gaming, we may not even get to that point, Walshy.
We might not, but I do not like this play from Optic right now. They are overstacking in ring. They have 4 persons in ring, and they have the sniper, which they could give up both snipes over on this side, which is obviously not a right play. At this point, I think they need to let Cloud9 make some mistakes, because as we saw before, during that Warlord game, when it's all hectic, chaotic, Cloud9 thrived. And Optic was doing just fine when it slowed down, so I don't know why they're trying to force these kills. Look at that, just in these last 20 or so seconds, they closed the deficit from, I want to say it was like a 10 or 11.
It was 10 deficit.
Yeah, 10 to 7 or 8.
Yeah, but they still have a lot of work in front of them, though. Optic Gaming looking to end this one as quickly as they can. That probably could be it, though, Walshy. Great bank nade there at the bottom, almost found its target.
I think they're doing a boost down there, too. You saw how high Fear was jumping up from there. I think Ace, or Flamesword realized that and says, hey, I think there's 2 at the bond. We can collapse in on this if we have to. At
this point, they're going kill for kill, and that's in the favor of Optic Gaming, as there are going to be 48 here. So switching over to Contra, finding 1. Can he get the 49 kill down here? And he's going to need Ace as well for some protection. And that's going to do it, folks. Optic Gaming will take game number 2 here.
Good call. Good call. I was, if you would ask me now who I think is going to win the series.
Okay, flip-flopper. let's relax there, okay? Flip-floppy. No, I mean, people question my, my knowledge, but
you're going to show those people on Reddit.
When you're a global icon and a national treasure like myself, you really, you just don't have the, you just don't have to worry about those things.
No, you don't.
Those menial things. Let's take a look at the stats here and see, what we have. Taking a look, we got
Ace with a dominating performance, going positive 11. I mean, we did see the sniper in his hands most of that game, but the important part is he made use of it.
Yeah.
He took full advantage of having his teammates back him up, holding ring, and got off those easy kills with Sniper.
And it wasn't a bad game per se for Cloud9. It was just, it played into the favor of Optic. I mean,
they were neck and neck to the 30 mark, and then Optic started to pull away.
Exactly. So it worked out in their favor, of course, as we're going to go to game number 3 here, which is going to be Lockdown, King of the Hill. Now, we had mentioned before about how crazy King of the Hill, can get, and also
especially
how it could slow down on Lockdown, too. So there's a lot of factors here to take in consideration. How does Cloud9 approach this one, Walshy?
It's a tough one. I mean, you're always looking, the way I look at it is, at any point in time, if you can get an absolute full setup, by absolute full setup, I mean you get BR tower and snipe tower under control, you can get massive amounts of times in 3 different hills. Those 3 hills would be the top B hill, the top A hill, and the bottom D hill.
That's right. And also, don't forget about E hill. Right?
No,
we've seen players actually come back.
I was saying with the full setups, those are the 3 hills that you can get the most amounts of time. However, I think the time that you can get the most of all 5 hills would be the D and the E hill, the last 2 hills in the rotation.
Yeah.
Because you can get that full setup easiest at the D hill, and the E hill is anyone's game. The reason being is there are no bad spawns. You spawn blue any other time in the game, it's not a good thing. You spawn blue and it's bottom middle hill, you just bank a couple nades up, get the kill, and then scrap up a few seconds.
And that's the opportunity for you to come back.
Yeah. A lot of teams underestimate it because, you can get that full setup for the D hill and get, 30 or 40 seconds of time, but you can scrap up almost as much time in what seems like the most vulnerable hill, because it is. You can scrap up the most time just by catching teams off guard, because a lot of teams will try to, leave a little early. They'll try to get set up because bottom middle is not an easy area to hold. It's the, least, I guess, the worst position on the map.
Yeah, it's
in most regards. It's where you want to go for flanking.
Yeah.
But in this one, you almost have to try to get some sort of setup down there. And the problem is you can never really fully hold that, because if you have everyone down low, they're going to spawn above you, have that positional advantage, get the kills, then drop down and knock you out of hill.
That's another thing. You have to be mindful as well with the setup moving into the next hill, right?
Yes.
So not only are you playing, and this is in reference to the E hill, folks, not only are you playing for that time in the hill as much as you can get, but you're also trying to set up BR tower to get ready for the next hills.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of activity that has to go down for either team here to be able to come out on top with this one.
But at any point in time, that's the scary part, is at any point in time, if you get like all 4 down and you have BR and snipe tower, you can almost guarantee at least 20 seconds of time around there, because you can get them spawning bomb blue. It's going to take them forever to flank out through elbow or bottom center, and it's just going to be easy time. Your hill person's not going to be touched.
That's right. So, of course, guys, if you're just joining us here, we're getting ready for game number 3 of the second matchup officially of the tournament. We had the play-in, which was Vive falling to Noble Black, then Evil Geniuses ended up defeating Noble Black. Now we're moving on to this second matchup here in the bracket. Cloud9 ended up coming up on top with game number 1, 5-1. Optic Gaming, though, as you just saw, 50-40, a strong showing out of them, showing that, slow and steady wins the race when it comes to Shrine Team Slayer. But now it's time for King of the Hill on Lockdown.
Yeah, we've seen things shake up from match to match. Obviously, that first game was all Cloud9. That CTF on Warlord, just completely in control no matter what. They're just in Optic space the entire time. This is a complete different game type, though. We're talking Lockdown. There is a lot of times you're going to isolate those 1v1s. This is one of the maps where you can almost truly say that a person can single-handedly change the game around. Like we saw it with Maniac the last series, where he took over Snipe Tower, had Sniper Sword, went on about 7 or 8 spree, just getting kill after kill, including that impressive triple kill with Sword. And this is where they're going to be able to isolate those 1v1s. So we noticed, like before, when it's all about team shot, all about controlling around the map, making it hectic, Cloud9 was doing just fine. This is not going to be the case, and it's not going to be the same as Shrine either. So we're seeing a brand new set of skills, and we're going to jump on board with Contra from Optic Gaming for Lockdown, King of the Hill.
And that sniper actually just flew right in front of Contra.
I could have sworn you could have grabbed that. Did that pop up for a second, like grab this weapon?
Yeah, I think it may have hit the edge and fell off the map. I don't know, honestly. I mean, you never know with that kooky sniper rifle. There goes Contra, though. So he's going to try and stay alive, and he's able to do
shots.
So. Taking out Ninja, that was a good play for him.
That is one of the reasons why Flamesword picks up a player like Contra. He watches him in free-for-all, notices his shots, and says, guess what? This kid has the skill. He's going to win his 1v1s. Now we need to mold him into the team player we want. We need to tell him where he needs to hold, when he needs to run the flag, and that's exactly what Flamethrower is doing with the talent known as Contra.
Yeah, you can't, you know, there's some things that, especially if that's what you're looking for, you know, you just don't want to teach, right?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, skill is something that can be
Skill should be a
gained.
very inherent thing when you're picking up a
Exactly.
player. You're not going to have too much deviation from someone's BR skill when you first pick them up to later in the game, but you're going to have that, you know, that cohesion, that teamwork, those call-outs, and actually just general sparks in those scramble situations that you can actually improve with players.
Yeah, and Contra's going to hold this library here, knowing that there's at least one player for Cloud9 in the vicinity. But I'm looking at the perspectives here, and there's no one currently. So that means that the only thing they have to concern themselves with is a sniper, and that would be Contra, who ends up falling there. Let's actually jump over to Hysteria, who has a snipe for his team pushing library.
Now, I like this play. Hysteria, he ends up pushing over BR Tower, but Victory ended up staying at Snipe Tower because they realized the threat of that full setup, and they ended up trading kills there.
Yeah,
they did.
Luckily for Hysteria, he had a teammate there for the pickup, and that's going to be the sniper and the sword going over, and he has to be careful not to fall off that map. But despite all that, though, Fear itself staying up with the sword, with the snipe, needs to do his best job possible to stay alive.
So I can see a lot of people at home saying, like, why are they not getting in hill right now? It's there, right next to him, top B. Although it seems like they're in position to grab it, top snipe tower can easily kill you out of the BR hill. You need to almost have both those under control, or you need to have an overwhelming number of people up at top BR in order to get time there. So that's why they're not grabbing time. He realizes that actually keeping BR tower under control and keeping these power weapons under control are more important than than just getting a few seconds of time.
Now, Fear itself looking to get aggressive here. Sword's going to be out finding one in front of him. That's going to be Assault. Looking for another one as well. And nope, going to let his teammate concern himself with that one. So at this point, Walsh, where does Fear itself want to take the sniper?
If I was him, I would have stayed at BR tower because he had a teammate already at snipe, and he ended up getting shot in the back. So I don't know. It's hard to say. He was already pretty committed by front library. You can go with either spot. But when I have to choose between the two, and I'm already safely at BR tower with these weapons, I'm going to stay here. But I can see his thought process because, you know what? The hill is moving to bomb snipe. Ideally, that's one of the hills. That's the most important hill, for sure, as far as scrapping up time. So he realizes, I need to go over there, especially since I have sword. So it's honestly not a bad play. It's not the play I would have made, but then again, I'm not the pro here playing today. So he has his reasons for his play.
Well, this could be the opportunity that Optic was looking for. Ace has the combo, but he has no sniper ammo. So he's just going to hold that for the time being. And look again, side of the hill is going to find one.
Sneaky.
And that sword is going to pay off lovely for them if he can continue to stay alive here and actually patrol the outside.
So that
I like
ended up
this play.
kind of backfiring too. Like what I'm talking about when Fear had sniper sword over at BR tower, he ended up just bringing sword over to snipe tower. I mean, on one hand, he didn't have as much snipe ammo. I know we keep analyzing that one play, but it is a crucial play because this hill, as we talked, you can scrap up to 40 seconds, maybe even more if you get a full setup.
And Optic actually is poised to come back here as Assault. Oh, I stand corrected. They took the lead.
Yeah.
They were down by a considerable amount. As you had mentioned before, Walsh, this hill right here is
I
one
don't know about
that
this
could
play.
change.
Why did he leave there the extra 5 or 7 seconds early? Oh, he must have had a teammate just coming right after him. Okay, that makes me feel better. He knew he had to get that power weapon, but at the same time, if he had no one else coming, you need to scrap up those 5 or 6 guaranteed seconds. So that was perfect teamwork by the SQ squad, the Optic Gaming, Optic Gaming squad, that old SQ teamwork. They realized, hey, I'll be there in 2 seconds. Go up and get that sword before someone else gets it.
Now, he has a sword as well. So, as you had mentioned before, does he continue to patrol outside, not really concern himself with pushing inside of the hill?
Now, yes.
Okay,
He absolutely just watches hill. Before that, I would even say yes, because you don't want to just go 1-for-1 with that sword. You want to be able to keep the snipe tower under control. You want to keep one of the towers under full control. And that's almost guarantees full control when you have sword in a close range situation like that.
And ended up giving up the snipe and the sword there. The score is going to be 60 points even for both as they are looking to fight their way back. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a game here. These guys are not giving up. And of course, you shouldn't be at this point in the competition. This is for, their stake of $100,000 here, guys. It's a lot of moolah.
So we went through that first rotation of 5 different hills. What I noticed is that during setup times, Optic did a great job. They got lots of time in that bottom D hill. However, during that scrappy time, like we're talking about, those chaotic, aggressive times, Cloud9 got so much time in that bottom E hill.
Yeah.
They got close to 20 seconds and evened up the game, even took the lead just by a slight bit.
I don't know if you noticed that there, but that's that player he went after, I believe, I'm trying to see who that was. I think that was Contra. He ended up, who actually has a snipe in the sword now, he ended up ducking through that shot. Beautiful connection there on Ninja. Unsuspecting, of course. And Contra just continued to stay alive here. Yeah,
that was a brilliant grenade from Blue, but yeah, Contra's able to hold us down single-handedly, especially now that he has shields back. He knows anyone that gets close to him, easy sword kill. And right here, this is the setup that you need in order to get massive times at VR Hill. Now, the only problem is his teammates all died at VR. So right now, his whole goal is stay alive at Snipe Tower, and we can shoot them out VR Hill. So even though we're not going to get time here, we're going to at least keep them from getting time.
And he doesn't have a lot of ammo left in that sword. He actually has enough for one hit, so that sword's really not going to play much of a factor. Maybe getting one kill on one of the members of Optic Gaming, but I don't think that's going to happen either there, as Ace ends up picking it up.
And this whole entire time, Cloud9, while this battle's been going on at Snipe Tower, they've been scrapping up time and the BR Hill. Like, there's nothing you do about that. You notice that Cloud9, they've just been charging Snipe Tower, realizing, hey, if we're going to get time here in the BR Hill, we need to clear them off Snipe.
Yeah, and you know, one thing that's really impressive too about Cloud9 is that
once
melee
again,
from behind.
constant pressure.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, as a matter of fact. One of the things that's just super impressive about Cloud9 has just been the constant pressure, and there goes that sword, finally landing a kill, giving Fear itself the double. I was thinking it was a cursed weapon at first, just because it had that 10%. No one seemed to do anything with it. But here comes Fear itself now with that sniper, looking to at least get a couple kills there. Imagine you connect with that one. That would have been disgusting.
And you know he's calling out those elbow spots. Those are a very vulnerable position where they can get those kills. Yeah, but once again, it looks like he's focused on just the top person, and he knows his back is flanked. He knows he has to watch his own back at this point, and he's hoping he can get some help from teammates here, because although he has a positional advantage, there's going to be two members coming around that corner. You can almost guarantee it. Yeah, I'm actually looking to see who that's going to be. Assault is going to be in the vicinity. So it's only one member in the vicinity there. So Fear itself has to actually just continue to hang around. I was wondering if they could rotate it, and look at this duo, the Victory X, Fear itself duo, taking back Snipe Tower. Victory X says, hey, I got y'all up here. Let's push up here and get control of this. And this is scary as well for Optic, because with Cloud9 getting this kind of control by the Snipe Tower, if, you know, as soon as this C hill comes around to D, that's going to be scary. Absolute full setup right now. They have Snipe Tower, BR Tower, and top blue. Basically, Optic Gaming members are going to be spawning bottom blue or library, and you know Ninja's going to be checking his library. Yep, and there goes two of them. Oh my goodness, what a shot there. That would be a killing spree for him. And I thought he got the collateral there, man. That would have been absolutely vicious. Yeah, I thought it was almost a 2-for-1. Oh, and he gets the stick. My goodness, Fear itself. Oh, it's the muscles, man. It's the muscles, hands down. So Victory X trying to stay up here. Nades flying in all over the place, left, right, and center, just accruing that time, gaining more and more time in the hill. They're up by a minute, and this spells disaster for Optic Gaming, because, as we stated before, the reason that Optic Gaming was tied after the first rotation was because they got massive amounts of time in the D hill. The one right now that Cloud9 has control of. Yeah. That's not good. Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, 158 to 81 here. You know, Cloud9 definitely got into the driver's seat and just hit the pedal as hard as they could and just wanted to get out of Dodge, because this was definitely, or this has been a strong showing in the second rotation. Optic needs to maybe figure it out. What's the solution here? Yeah, we see an 87-second lead right now before this E-Hill, and I expect that to even extend further, because Cloud9 did such a great job on the bomb center hill last time. Yep, here comes Ninja now, pushing up. He finds his player here. That sword's not going to find much, but that guy falls off the map, so kind of a win-win. Yeah, you see Ninja's hand just like, it's okay though, he jumped off a snipe. Yeah, he jumped off a snipe, you know, swords in the back, it's all good, you know, we're perfectly fine here. Let's see, Cloud9 now, Hysteria's perspective. So it's still about that 87-second lead. We're going to see if Cloud9 starts charging it, or if they're more concerned about these last couple of hills. I mean, Cloud9 did such a great job with bomb center hills, and, you know, maybe it's to the credit of Optic Gaming that they're actually changing the strategy, saying, hey, you know what? Last time, that bomb center hill, we were not scrapping up time. Everyone get down here now. Yeah, they need every single second that they possibly can. I mean, it is getting too close for comfort here. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left on the clock. Ace, he's going to just stay alive inside of here. But
will not be able to stay up long enough. That's going to be some scrappy time picked up for Cloud9, but now it's time for Flamesword and the rest of the crew to get thinking about that B hill, because that's going to be another crucial hill for them to control. A hill, you're probably not going to see a lot of points
Not
from
a
that.
lot, but at the same time, they do have to get some time out of it, because
Very
if they
true.
don't,
Oh, you're right.
they're out of reach. And we've seen it from Optic before. We've seen them get that full setup before against someone like CLG and scrap up the last few seconds of time. But here we're talking about a much larger deficit. 69 seconds that they have to get just to tie.
Yeah, and they need at least 10 seconds in the hill.
Yes.
And that time is dwindling down. That's going to be 27 seconds, but a double kill for Contra. Trying to go for the triple. Not going to land it, though. But
still,
despite that, they
that's
get the time in the hill.
That's the opportunity for them to get some time in the hill and make that push to BR tower. Right now, their plan is to spawn them to bottom blue, get these kills, and keep this full setup.
Look at the looks here from Contra. He's going to find another one. This could be that comeback, Walshy, that you were talking about here.
We've seen them do comebacks before, but at the same time, they don't even have BR control. Looks like they may have spawned in library, and this could spell disaster. I mean, I don't really see them somehow miraculously getting 4 down with just Optic alive, or Optic Assault alive at bottom BR. So they realize, hey, this game's over. No point in stressing ourselves out. Let's talk about this next game type that we have coming up.
Yeah, so that is going to be Cloud9 with the victory on that one. Good stuff out of them, but Optic Gaming definitely put up a fight there at the end. They were doing everything right, but they just could not make that transition over to the BR tower, or they honestly, a credit to Cloud9, they were just able to shut it down.
They did a great job, especially on that second D hill. They did a great job on that first E hill, letting the game not get out of reach. I mean, they were down by close to 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And they scrapped up 20 seconds and took the lead by just a couple seconds on what you'd consider an even hill. Because it doesn't matter who has what position. You can spawn anywhere and pretty much be a threat to the bottom center hill. So they did an incredible job there. But let's take a look at the stats.
And Hysteria going 21 and 21. He's breaking even. Fear itself, 23 and 14, 10 as well. So overall, pretty standard stats.
I mean, they only
outslayed
outslayed him by 4 kills. I mean, that's also not taking into consideration someone that fell off the map the one time. But still, only outslayed him by 4 kills. But as we saw, objective score, outscored him by over a minute.
Oh, for sure. It really just came down to that second rotation there. The D hill was just the best possible scenario for them. They were able to get so much control, so much time on that. Now Cloud9, they are going to lead the series 2-1 as we go into game number 4, which will be Shrine, I believe.
Yeah,
CTF.
Shrine CTF. So that's good news for Optic.
Good for Optic.
Because, I mean, they won a Shrine game earlier in the series. Here they get to play a Shrine CTF and hopefully tie up the series.
But here's the problem, though. That one right at the end, that Warlord Team Slayer, Walshy. Again, I said it before and I'll say it again.
They have to get there.
Well, no, well, Optic needs to win this.
Yes.
Pretty much, or else they're going to go to losers bracket. And they have to concern themselves now with Warlord. So now this has to be in their mind, right?
Yes.
Before they were like, all right, we got to get rid of Lockdown. We got to take Lockdown. We got to take Shrine. And then we're good, right? We're good. Because that Warlord game, they got thrashed on it. They got handled. For a majority of that matchup. And I think Optic can come back.
Any chaotic time, it seems like Cloud9 has come ahead.
Yeah,
it seems like they're reliant on just, hey, once things get to chaos, we know where to push around. We know what kills we need to get. Yeah. We know what we need to do individually. Whereas it seems like Optic is, there's nothing wrong with relying on your teammates and working together. But, still, when it comes to those hectic, chaotic times, you just need to go into kill mode. You just need to know exactly what you're going to do despite where your teammate's at. Or you need to know how fast you can help a teammate out. Yeah. It's just, sometimes you can't, and sometimes it just happens accidentally, but you need to just get those kills.
And I think Optic can take this matchup. I think they could take, Shrine CTF. Without a doubt, it's that Warlord CTF, or Warlord Slayer game that concerns me, man. Like, as you said, right? Yeah. Cloud9's able to react well within the chaos, order within chaos, right? That's something that not a lot of people are good at doing. And for Optic Gaming, they need to come out the gate, and they cannot let the chaos happen. Honestly, they have to find a way to make Warlord play for them. That is, of course, they end up taking game number 4, which we haven't even really broke down yet, Shrine CTF.
Now we're going to see if maybe Cloud9 is able to apply a similar strategy, because what you can do on Shrine CTF is you can make constant pushes to the enemy team sniper hut. So even when they're on your side, starting to get control, or if they have control of ring, smart players in the top teams, they'll flank out to the enemy snipe hut, because that's where you can cause chaos. That's where you can get some upper ground advantage and win any 1v1s that come your way. You can also help your team take back over ring. There's just so many good things you can do from hut, and eventually, obviously, you push over to the enemy flag and take it. But the whole point is a lot of teams and players realize that, yeah, you take hut when you're pushing in the enemy base as you're going for a flag cap, but it's also a very crucial spot to take the enemy hut when your team's getting killed and when you flank out.
Yeah, exactly. You need to just be mindful of that, man. It's going to be a challenge here for both teams, of course. The game is loading up, getting ready to go here. Hopefully you guys back at home are enjoying yourself. And also for those of you watching in-house, thank you so much for joining us here for the Halo Championship Series Season 1 Finals. PAX East, Boston, Massachusetts, super cold, so cold, so very, very cold. It just seems like we can't avoid it.
It's really not bad. How bad is this? Like, I flew from Michigan, and I was like, wow, it's not as bad as Michigan. Like,
yeah,
it was actually a little better.
I came from California,
so
you know, just done with me, right? I mean, I'm messed up. Of course, guys, you know. Again, we thank you. Make sure you use the hashtag HCSA. You see the beautiful people in the crowd. There's Jess over there just rooting on Ninja.
There's Buckness. Buckness rooting on his Cloud9 squad.
That's right. So let's go ahead and get into the action here and on board with Contra from Optic Gaming. And what is the approach here? I mean, obviously it goes without saying they need those rockets, but they end up losing those.
I don't know how he got the kill on Ninja there, but what's more impressive is that I've noticed a lot of times Contra, he ends up getting those long-range fights, even picks people off on their side, but he was just shut down immediately early on. Like 3 BRs on him, he had to back down, get his shields back, and was eventually able to get the rockets, but as you can see so far, not much luck with the rockets.
Well, you know what? I think it's time to go into a listen-in here with the guys over in Optic Gaming. Let's see what's up with them. How's the communication? Are they still motivated? Are they still looking to get back into this one? Have they lost that spark? I don't think they have, but I want you guys to hear it for yourselves. Let's jump into a listen-in with Optic Gaming.
What's covering one? What's covering one?
Break their sight, the sniper.
I got one.
Two dead. I'm pushing. The sniper. I don't see the court. Sniper. Court's weak on the wall. He got me. Hunt to me. I got court. That's all good. It's all good. Push. In the car. Get that red. Two spawn already. Two spawn already. The rock man. Flag ramp, Aaron. I'm going one if you guys can still on.
I got him. I got Bob.
Flag ramp. Nate's weak. Nate's weak, guys. Mid rock.
I'm still alive.
Rock ramp. Last dude. Get him pulled. He's weak.
The rock ramp.
One hit.
One hit,
victory. That's two. Kill the pea shooter. Run away. Kill the pea, one shot.
Go.
And duck him. One's pea and one's court. One might be coming.
Just one hit.
One shot the gun, guys.
Court, one hit. One hit, court, Ninja.
Or jump one shot.
The P weak, ring two weak.
Ring two, one shot. Shot mid rock.
That,
Victory?
No, we never got victory.
Our B?
The car.
Ring two.
I got
The car. Ring two. We got court. One shot court. Our jump weak with snipes. He's their court, Aaron. He's one of the bond. Nice, Aaron. Nice shot. Another one to court on Aaron. So you have no help. You're gonna have a nade.
I spawn rocks. I'm coming to you.
I'm pushing to a flag.
Oh, what the fuck?
Our hut. Our hut now, yes.
Our hut's dead? Their bomb is sniper.
Is he dead in our hut?
Yes, he's in a fight.
One shot hut, Aaron. I got him. Nice.
Our car sniping.
Two shots. Our court. Who's got my help? Our court ninja. He's weak.
I'm here.
He's weak. Nice. One head. Watch your feet. No help.
There's side ring 3.
Cody,
There's side ring 3.
What's on the rocket?
The car.
Our car's sniping. Our jumbo's sniping. Their court bond sniping. One shot. Our court one shot the court bond. One shot the court bond. He might go ring one.
Weak the car. I got a shot at
Bond ring one, Mike. With
jump on. He's gonna go ring one. He's gonna go ring one.
I'm looking.
Ring one.
Hold the ring. Let's go.
I don't see ring one. He's a bond. I didn't see where bomb was. I'm pushing our jump up. Stop. One shot the court bond. One shot the court bond. Ninja.
Under the house.
I got ninjas. Another one charging me, Aaron. Stay alive. He's gonna jump our car. Gonna jump our car probably.
One shot to jump on. One shot to jump on. No one ring two. Ring two weak.
Ring set.
Go jump on. Watch ring one.
He got a shotgun on me.
Ring one behind you. Behind you.
On me. I was getting
Ring
shot.
two. They're P1 shot. Come in the court.
I'm in the hut.
Spawn out.
Where?
They're spawn out. They're house rock one shot. They're house rock one shot.
I'm pushing flags.
Enemy flag taken. Escort your carrier.
And of course, listening there with Optic Gaming really proved to be that communication just is not stopping. They're talking to one another too, which is the thing that I really like.
That how that wouldn't work as well during the KX situation. You heard one of those perfect calls from Flames where he goes, Ace, he's charging, maybe going up our car rock. Like, you don't have that time to make those callouts during chaotic situations like on Warlord. So you can see this is where Optic thrives. Once they can slow it down, once they can say, hey, I'm working with you, how are we going to take this, you know, how are we going to grab the flag, how are we going to get this kill together?
Yeah.
They just do perfectly there.
To be able to talk with your teammates is, you know, in situations like this is something that, you know, you just cannot take for granted. And a great
nice
shot there.
wingman from Contra. 5 assists in a row without dying.
Doing his job, man. Doing his job, and he's going to be able to get the rocket player as well. That's going to be one. Now, this could be, you know, this could be good for them, right? Because if he continues to hold down ring 3 like this, well, that would mean that he'll put shots down, continue to be a pain in the neck. But that push with the rockets, though, if anyone decides to push, the rockets will be there for the stop.
Oh, that's a guaranteed kill, yeah. Now, you can see he's a little hesitant to poke out towards sniper side because he realizes that Hysteria is still alive somewhere over on that side of the map. And he doesn't want to even give Hysteria an opportunity to hit that headshot because he realizes what Hysteria is capable of.
And look at the way they're pushing, too. They're actually getting aggressive in their hut. So there goes a headshot.
Right, now that Hysteria is down, I wouldn't be surprised that he can jump either side of ring 3. He might even drop down, you know, he's going to drop down in this situation because they spawned rocks on him.
Yeah.
But had they been in hut, you would have seen him easily rotate over to the other side of ring 3 because he wouldn't have been afraid of the sniper anymore.
Flamesword tried to make that pull happen, though, but unfortunately had to bail out of the flag there. And this brilliant, you know, plays from Contra, not amounting to much, unfortunately,
yeah,
because they were not able to execute.
2 sprees with this life. Didn't he have the wingman with the same life, and now the killing spree? We're gonna see what more you can do with it, but that, you know, they're up 2-0. You can't complain against that, but at the same time, it did not seem like they got the control that they deserved after all that work he did.
Finally, he's gonna get shut down over to Flamesword here, but Optic is gonna be up 2-0 though. So despite that, all Optic Gaming is looking fantastic though. Here comes the Cloud9 push as they're looking to get in their face over to Ninja, who's looking to pull the flag.
Yeah, and just instantly, like that. They pushed all the way from their base, got a few kills, and Ninja already on the flag, ready to pull it. Similar to Warlord flag. Like we noticed off the spawn, he just pushed immediately to the enemy base. And Optic is obviously struggling to handle this pressure. You know, it's death after death. All 4 down for Optic. This could be the first cap for Cloud9, and we could see ourselves a game here.
Yeah, Victory is going to have to run away from this one, similar to that run that Ryanoob had for Denao over at UGC. Is going to take it right through the pillar, but those bullets flying in from all different directions, able to throw that one up. Can Cloud9 do this and put this one on the board to be able to give them that breathing room here? So close, and he gets it. That's going to be Cloud9 with a cap, as it will be 2-1.
And they somehow double-teamed BR'd him through the waterfall, trying to get that kill. They just realized, hey, if he's going to cap this, at least make him pay with his life. We need to get those kills, get some control, eventually get ringed, because obviously they have not had the control over this last minute and a half.
Yeah, and another thing to note too, despite that, you know, pull, there was so much effort that went into that from Cloud9. They gave up a lot of positioning, and now they're playing off the back foot again, Walshy. They have to, you know, fend off the strikes here. That's going to be 3 down. Optic Gaming is in a position here to make some plays. Over to Ace. Let's see if he can pull this flag, and he does so with no bullets flying by him. Finally up the respawn. There's going to be some players there for Cloud9, and this could be the winning run here for Optic Gaming.
This is the second flag that I've seen Optic run through snipe side. Now, generally, you see most players end up going through rocks, but it seems like they're very comfortable with this. They need to get their snipe hut, you know, they get the setup in snipe hut, they hold ring, and just continually spawn them in rocks. Whereas, like, if you try to do the rock run, you end up having to sometimes kill them in rocks and block the rock spawn, which generally you want to have the enemy spawn in the worst spot on the map. Although this flag route takes a little bit longer, seems like Optic Gaming is, you know, comfortable with it. They feel like it's a safer route. They didn't get it this time, but wouldn't be surprised to see them attempt it again.
Oh, give him the bro fist there. And that's going to be a good kill for Flamesword. Looking to follow up with a second, perhaps, as he's just using that coverage to his advantage so well. That flag has been pulled, though, so they got to be careful about that. Ninja and the crew are going to be inside of the base here, inside of the Optic base, over to Ninja, who's actually taking this one straight ahead, finding just a pressure from behind, but still, though, he is going to have his teammates there. At the very least, pick it up. No, that's going to be 4 down here for Cloud9. Optic Gaming looking to make some moves.
That is huge for Optic, because you almost had to consider, like, wow, did Optic try to force a flag too early and almost get counter cap down? That's the worst thing they can do in this position. Ace right now, yes, he needs to get the kills. And if he's in the position to run it and they have the kills, yes, go ahead. But the worst thing you could do right now is try to force a flag cap to end the game when you obviously have the lead. There's no need to force that 3rd flag cap with the risk of having a counter cap follow it.
Yeah, you just got to get in their face and just make them sweat, really. That's what it boils down to, right?
Yeah,
you
so
know,
I like this
execute when you need to.
I like this aggression. Optic's doing a great job of getting on the enemy base and not forcing the flag run. Because the more you're on their side of the map, the less comfortable they're going to be to push out. You're going to force them to get so many more kills to even get out of their base. You know, Assault doing a great job using the last rocket. This, you know, could be, there'll obviously be one more rocket after he drops this, so we'll get the time on that as soon as he drops it. But you see them just clearing out everyone. I think I saw 4 down for Cloud9 right there.
Yeah,
and this is the perfect time to run it.
4 down again. Fear itself is in a bad spot. That's going to be 4 again.
However, if we start to trade kills here, let's say you see 2 or 3 of Optic down, I want to see Optic stop and go for kills. Do not give up full control. However, the way it's looking right now, Optic bringing the flag back and may just end this game 3-1.
And they have both snipers as well, so expect no long shots coming out of either side. Ace bringing this one in, and this is going to be a cap. And that will make it 3-1 and the game. Optic force a game 5, folks. We're going to game 5. Oh my goodness.
This is what we want to see all tournament long. We want to see these close matches.
I just want to say something.
Oh yeah, let me hear what you got to say, Golden
Again,
Boy.
guys, when you're a global icon and national treasure like myself,
yeah,
you just have all this knowledge.
Yeah, you just have this knack, and you just see things that like untrained eyes like myself cannot see.
Sure, you're a veteran, you know, in the space. You've been multiple championship victories. I have a 42nd placing at an MLG event, but I'm smarter, and because of that, you know, we end up. We're here now at game 5. No, but all seriousness aside, or all jokes aside, and you know, I got to point something out here. Look at Fear itself. He's been struggling throughout the series. That last series, he was down, I believe, at what was that? I think it was like 10 kills, and or no, it was actually like 9 kills and like 14 deaths.
Single-digit kills in about, you know, that's a 13 or so minute game, I want to say.
Yeah.
More importantly, look at Optic's assist. 3 members, all in double-digit assists. I think 12, 12, and 16. And we're going to take a look at this play that took place over on Cloud9's half the map.
Yeah, and again, it's just, you know, one of those things with Optic Gaming that they've been able to control the tempo of the game. It's just been all them this entire time. It's just so impressive as well with how they've played Shrine. But now the challenge comes here, Walshy, with Warlord. Warlord, a slayer of all game types. You got to be a little concerned here.
Yeah, dude, this is, I'm still looking at this last game, though, where Contra goes on this wingman, goes on this killing spree. He is so greedy at Ring 3. That new spot, I'm calling it right now, that has to be called the Contra spot. You know, the opposite side where you jump up from Ring 3 and go over there and hide where he did, and you look towards the window. He was in that spot multiple times, did a great job, and you saw right there, it was what led them to victory. Yeah. He got a wingman, a killing spree, took care of those rockets. Think of how different that would have been had Contra died, had Ninja still had rockets, had he not had 4 more kills after that and those assists. It's a completely different game.
Yeah, it really is. You know, super impressive there for Contra. But again, you know, you just got to talk about the challenge there. And there you see Mickwin just standing right in the middle of the camera. Yeah, you better move, buddy.
Should be scouting the opponents, but instead he's just looking at the crowd for some reason.
And he's just flexing his jersey, you know. They finally have jerseys. So, yeah, I would have to say that for Cloud9 here, going into this, there's concern. There's concern without a doubt. You know, Fear itself is feeling a little wobbly right now. He's got to get his bearings together. But we have seen Fear play well throughout the series. It's just the last 2 games have not been very favorable to him. You're going into Warlord CTF, or excuse me, Warlord Team Slayer. You know, you're feeling real good right now. You know, you know that if you can get that aggression, get in their face, Optic can have those conversations like they had before, right? As we heard in the listening. They can't have those conversations. They have to rethink. They have to, you know, act fast, which not a lot of players can, you know, bounce back from.
Yeah. Now, I know we're going to hear us say this multiple times this weekend because it's true, though, but anything can happen here. I mean, we're talking top 8 teams in the world right now, competing for $100,000, and we're talking about Warlord Team Slayer. At any point, one of these teams can get a spree going, get them on the spawn kill and one of the flags, and almost, you know, gain an insurmountable lead.
Yeah, you're right there, Walshy. I mean, honestly, Optic Gaming, you know, and Cloud9, either one of these teams really, despite it all, are so capable of being able, you know, to take this. This really is a neck-and-neck matchup. It's, you know, it's reflective there as you see in the series layout. Cloud9 took game number 1, 5-1. Optic Gaming 50-40 in that Shrine Slayer matchup. Back to over to Lockdown now, where Cloud9 were able to win 200-125, but then Optic Gaming on Shrine again, showing up big time. So if you're looking there and you see the way the map's laid out, if you are a Cloud9 fan, you're pretty happy that you're going to Warlord Slayer. if you're if you're a member of the Green Wall, well,
you're hoping that momentum just shifted and that they can take this game 5.
Exactly.
So I think we both predicted after game 1 that I said Cloud9's going to take this one. I mean, I have great friends on both these sides. It's tough for me to make predictions like this because I know they're gonna watch the VODs and be like, "Come on, man, why'd you say that?"
Ninja's my boy. I mean, we're good friends.
I'm gonna think that Cloud9's taking this one. I mean, I wish the best of both squads. I just want to see a good game, but my money's on Cloud9. Let's see what they can do.
I think Optic can bounce back, man. I think Optic can bounce back. We'll see what happens here, folks, as the matchup is about to begin. Warlord, Team Slayer. This is going to be a quick one. So
we're jumping in with Hysteria,
works.
who got the camo first time last match. So we want to see if Hysteria can get camo again, because last time he was able to secure, I believe it was like the first 3 or 4 camos for Cloud9. And look at that, first double kill right off the bat. That's exactly what we want to see if you're a Cloud9 fan.
4-1 here for C9 out the gate. There goes that Sentinel Beam too. That Sentinel Beam is just so vicious and melted though with a battle rifle from the members of Optic Gaming. Let's see what's going on here. Fear itself now off the respawn. He's going to find one as well, going 7-5 right now as the scoreboard.
He already has half as many kills as he had the previous game, so he's in good shape. He's stepping up already, and we're going to see if Fear can turn this around, because you said he had a rough game last game.
He did.
Sometimes people can't bounce from that, but he already has at least 3 kills. He already has at least 4 kills going into this Team Slayer game, whereas team only has 11 kills. So
yeah, you got
to take that. Like about half his team's kills right now.
Exactly.
He's doing just fine.
A strong showing at the start of the match. A strong showing at the start of the match here for Fear itself. Getting the wingman, getting the doubles, getting all, it just pretty much just being the player that we know that he's capable of being. Ninja on the other side here. Let's see what is going to happen. His Fine Flame Sword in front. It's going to be another player as well. That's going to be a headshot on Contra.
These are those scary spawn traps I was talking about.
Yes.
They got those early kills, and they have to spawn on a certain side, and basically Cloud9 just being aggressive, collapsing on whatever flag they have to, and getting this kills.
This has just been, C9 from the gate here. Despite Optic keeping this one close, this kind of shades of what we saw before. That camo gets burned out as well.
We finally saw camo, something that Flame Sword could possibly use to turn this game around, but just shut down instantly. Both those coaches calling out when camo's coming up, and we probably know that the next camo's going to be at around like the 12-20 mark.
And there goes the shotgun to the back as well. 12-20. Keep your eyes on the clock here to see when that camo's going to come up and who's going to make use of it. Looking at the score, 26-13, 28-13. It really just seems like it's
running away with
up
this.
Little by little. A double kill for Hysteria. Cloud9 is coming out the gate with force here, folks, and it's already past that halfway point for C9. Optic is probably wondering what in God's green earth is going on right now.
And the Green Wall, if they're going to turn this around somehow, they have to change how they're playing Warlord this instant. They don't have any more time to spare. They need to start charging, being more aggressive, and stop trying to force too much teamwork. Sometimes you just need to go with the flow. Sometimes you can't force teamwork in those chaotic situations. You just have to push out, win your individual battles, and take control of some parts of the map. Because right now, they're just getting spawn trapped everywhere.
Another thing I just noticed from Cloud9 while she was just how they're walking around the map, right? It's like they're really not caring.
They have freedom to walk around the map.
It looks like they're not caring, but in actuality, they just have each other's back so well. And you're starting to see now as Optic Gaming will...
I'm starting to see them spread out a bit.
Exactly. Yeah. They need that. They need this desperately because they're already 11 points or 11 kills away from being sent to the loser's bracket. 10 kills now. They have to figure out something. That ran away from them.
It might be too little too late, but like I said, if they get a few kills here, get them on the spawn trap, they can do exactly what Cloud9 was doing at the beginning of this match. They can get 4 and 5 unanswered kills once you have them trapped on the flag. That's the beauty of Warlord. If you get control of the map and you get teams spawning at one spot, you're basically able to lay down shots across the map and not really return much.
And already at the halfway point for Optic Gaming here, but C9 is well on their way from being able to run away with this one. It's going to be 48 kills. That's going to be a 20-kill deficit here for Optic Gaming to have to come back from. Now only one left as the 49th gets locked in. Sentinel Beam for the final. Ace is going to be there just hanging out. He has 4 players around him. He can't do anything about that, though. Is he managed to stay alive? No,
almost
he gets picked off.
Almost a win.
Goodness
of 50 to 30
gracious, that was insane how Cloud9 just brought it to them.
You can see they're excited, and they deserve it. Cloud9, I forgot, like, before this match, I thought we made some predictions around game 1 about who was going to win the series, but I'm old and I don't have the best memory. Do you remember what the predictions were?
Honestly, I have no idea, man.
You don't?
You know, no.
Man, maybe if some of you could tweet us and let us know what Golden Boy and Walshy predicted to win this match, I would love to learn.
You're like 50 years old. You know, you're a little senile. You know, you just gotta, you gotta got to take a couple pills. You know what I mean? No, but seriously though, Walshy, I mean, Cloud9. My goodness.
But in our defense, neither of us would have predicted a match like that. A 50-31 win. When we take a look at these stats, Hysteria going 17-7. Fear itself, 13 assists, going +4. The whole team, you know, across the board, whether they're laying down assists, whether they have a good kill-death ratio.
Yeah.
Great team effort all around.
Really impressive stuff there, man. I mean, I have to say, just, you know, Cloud9 with that, you know, really just the one thing about C9 that was impressive throughout the series was, you know, even though they lost control in those Shrine games, which they really do got to go back to the drawing board and see what they can do a little different there. You know, that confidence never wavered in their gameplay. They still had that you know, kick in their step. You could see it as they're playing, right? Just, you know, like the way that they were acting, the way that they were talking with one another.
Yeah.
And that never really faded away there. Optic Gaming, on the other hand, you could tell that as soon as the time began to, or excuse me, as soon as the kills started to climb up a little too much, started to see the shoulders come down a little bit more, right? And at that moment, that's when you know that you could potentially be in a bad spot here. For Cloud9, though, it was just energy through and through.
But it's amazing watching these matches because you get to see the differences in these top teams, where it's like, you look at Cloud9, obviously so dominant on Warlord, winning 5-1, winning 50-31 in the Team Slayer, yet dropping both Shrine games. Just goes to show that some of these teams have their own strengths and weaknesses. But I want to go down to the floor with Clutch, who is with Ninja. What's going on, fellas?
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, Ninja, this rivalry right now with Optic Gaming, you guys are 3-2 overall, I think. How has this rivalry developed?
I mean, it's just been crazy, man. We won the very first Invitational, and then they changed the roster, I believe, and we just went to Game 5, I think 3 times in a row, lost Game 5 by 1 or 2 kills. And I mean, it's weird, but I think this is the rivalry I want, and I love it. I'm finally glad we beat them.
All right, well, I'm sure Optic Gaming wants revenge next time, maybe in the winner's bracket later on. Loser's bracket, we'll see later in the tournament. Let's talk about Lockdown. Commentators were talking about the chaos that was ensuing and how your team was able to control the chaos. What's the method to the madness on Lockdown for you guys?
Well, I've actually stopped calling out a lot and really just started listening more. I feel like our chaos, it's like chaos, and you can't have 2 chaoses, right? So chaos communication and chaos while it's happening creates just awful, like you just get destroyed, you're listening too much. So I've called down on my callouts a lot and really you just listen, man. And when you know the spawns on Lockdown, then you know the chaos, you control it. And we realized our little mini strat, what we need to do to win Lockdown, and we're not going to say it, but you know, we know.
Oh, no, you don't have to reveal it. That's okay. We'll keep that on Lockdown. There you go. You got the pun. All right. The crowd booed, guys. The crowd booed. It was about a 3 out of 10. Don't worry. Shrine. What's happening with Shrine?
I feel like, I mean, we get ring 3, and then we get shot off, and then we drop, and then they kill us. And then we just really need to start focusing, I think, on our own gameplay. And I feel like we're trying to copy other players, and it's definitely not working because we just, I mean, they always push our courtyard, and we just find that we're not doing the right things that a lot of other teams are doing. Power weapon control, we never have it. If you have a sniper, you pretty much are guaranteed to capture it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so quick and it shoots so fast. You know, one clip is all you need to capture, and we don't control snipers very well on that map, and that's another thing we need to work on.
Well, it's part of the process. It's not an event. You can't just win every single game, but 3-2 overall in that rivalry against Optic Gaming. It's a good place to be. He's going to have some shirts to throw out to the crowd. We're going to take another break. Our next matchup is going to be Denial eSports versus Straight Ribbon. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.